Hi, this is Franz Cantor, cartoonist, illustrator and toon talker, and I'm here with
Jim Bridges, and I'm the president of the Australian Cartoon Museum.
Okay, very excited today. We're going to critique Ben Caldwell's famous book, his first book actually, Action Cartooning, 96 pages of how-to havoc, illustrated and written by Ben Caldwell.
Wow.
Yeah. So Ben Caldwell does a lot of comics, particularly his own, the Dare Detectives, which I think he self-publishes.
Has he worked in animation?
I'm not sure, actually. That's a good question. I'm not sure if he started out in animation, but certainly he has an animator sensibility.
Yes.
Because of his use of action.
Yeah.
So he draws action. So this is like, channeling a little bit of Kirby with the broken glass teeth of the little characters and stuff. Certainly the hands, the way that he'll draw musculature and things. He's a stickler for anatomy, of course, so he's more accurate than a lot of Kirby stuff. You'll see that this book is actually designed for that. Most of the muscle boys
have a six-pack and Kirby guys have a 12-pack.
Yeah. So the book is based on sound drawing principles. It actually starts with emotion and personality and things, but I think that actually helps you to start to develop action poses for the characters as you're learning to draw.
I'd say he's working animation. Definitely.
Well,
the basics.
The characters have a lot of life in them. That's certainly true. And he'll draw on influences from manga, from anime, etc. There's a lot of caricaturing, a lot of beautiful shapes and designs. The character designs in particular are very, very good. So it's designed. He's designed this book for all ages to get into it, whether you're a seasoned artist or whether you're a junior, whether you're just starting out, and really just to help you think, in a particular way, I guess, to explore the artistic world around you. So
this is the classic way of drawing?
This is a classic way of drawing anything, really. You start with a sphere to draw the head. Where the eyebrows fall on the equator line of the sphere. The facial features are dropped from the sphere itself, both in front on and in side on. So basic head constructions, whether it be a cartoon character, somewhat stylized, or whether it be a realistic character. The steps, the basic fundamentals of designing the head and the features are the same.
Oh, look at the noses.
So they're just like in any drawing book, they'll give you different eyes to start to think of different eyes, different noses, different mouths.
It's a Dali couch.
Yeah, yeah. So it's very typical of any drawing book, but this is his style. Okay, so you'll start to see a lot of this very strong, chunky pen work or pencil that is referring to, the pen. The finishing pen over the top.
He likes this lightning effect with scars and with hair and with colouring, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And heroic.
Yeah. Heroic features. Of course, they're exaggerated a lot. Whereas a typical animator would exaggerate features according to the action or the emotion of the character. These are designed early on to a different aesthetic.
Dick Tracy.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of interest in comics and in design. So I mean, the scoop back is quite common for a Caldwell character. Where the back of the head is lower than the front of the head.
Already, it's coming into, it's already coming in, isn't it?
Yeah. See, the idea of starting with a very simple shape and then you get into a very more interesting character. This is very sound drawing principles. That's why this book is so popular, because it starts with very sound drawing principles. So it doesn't matter what it is, if it's a light character, a gaunt character, or a heavy character in this way. In this case, there's also an exploration of different techniques of drawing the eyes, whether they're little dot eyes or whether they're bulgy eyes or whatever. You know, I mean, there's quite there are angled eyes, etc. So even from the central idea of the simple idea of the sphere, you're now adding features according to a cartoonist sensibility. You're not drawing a realistic face here. You're drawing a highly caricatured face.
By putting the nose on that and that mouth, he's almost fixed it up.
Yeah, you're creating a balance.
Yeah, he's almost finalised it.
Yeah.
This is interesting.
This is drawing emotions, a little bit of musculature, a little bit of
this is a very effective way of
explaining
showing
how
stuff,
muscles
isn't it?
constrict,
Yeah.
pinch, and then stretch.
Yeah, that's a very good way of showing.
Yeah.
Just using arrows.
Yeah. An explanation of age of faces, young faces, as opposed to adult faces and then older faces. So all of these notes are very important. They're based on sound observation, even though that the cartoonist or Ben Caldwell designs to simplify the features, simplify the process a lot. These are based on sound observation.
He's very good with character. Very good.
So
and so simple too. He's actually this sort of.
So the body is very important, of course. There's an explanation of cuteness and skinniness
and the character
heroic proportions.
Look at this; it's ridiculous, and yet he gets away with it because of these other things. You know.
Well, the idea of simplification is secondary to the anatomical correctness of the figure.
Yeah.
But even anatomically correct, he's able to get these incredible, abstract designs.
Yeah. Well, he's caricatured the body, but it looks great in there's that contra.
Contraposta. Yeah. The opposing forces of
the torso.
The torso. Yeah.
This is interesting.
So explanations of contracting muscles and extending muscles. So, muscles as this triceps and biceps, the idea of extensors and contractors.
The hands are always hard
knuckles,
to draw.
Very hard to draw, but he'll give you a simple explanation on how to draw hands, or how to think about drawing hands.
That's really
so you break it down into its base.
Yeah.
Simplified geometry, and then a little bit of musculature, a little bit of thinking about where the details are. Yeah, it's the best way to think about them.
Yeah.
Now from that, of course, you can get, a lot of these beautiful details.
Well, I mean, the point is, fists in these action things are to do with fighting and power and all that sort of stuff, so you don't really need to,
Yeah, so this is legs, obviously, with the different... the beautiful...
He's got a beautiful style of drawing, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He really has. That's just... looks so simple, and even that, the underside of the foot.
Yeah, that's a very curvy...
Yeah, well, when he drew women, they had...
Stylised.
They had ankles like horses. Exaggerated stance.
Yeah, action basics. Line of action, which is from animation.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are runs.
No one runs like that, but they look so effective.
Well, it's how you exaggerate, sort of like in the first one.
Yeah.
This is how the action would be. Over here is how the action feels.
Yeah.
So it's putting
it's
more
about
emotion
feeling. It's about
into
that's
the
exactly
action.
right. That's exactly right. It's
the correct way to think about foreshortening the body is to start to think of very simple shapes that contain the elements of the anatomy itself.
Yeah.
So think about the arm. In order to foreshorten the arm, think about the arm in these tubular and box formations like this.
Yeah.
That's the way how you get it into your head.
Yeah.
How foreshortening will work on the body. So drawing the figure from these are like a very clever stick figures. So the idea, of course, is this is an accurate stick figure. So you can see that the arms are placed on either side of the shoulder bones, or the what do you call it, the
Spine.
collarbone, and
yeah.
the hips, of course. So from this very basic design, you're able to extrapolate and pull out these volume details of drawing the torso. So the torso is, you apply perspective to the surfaces of the torso, so you get the correct tilt.
And he's almost made a robot foot there, but then when he's drawn it, he's just narrative.
Well, you use geometry in order to inform you how the object or the part of the anatomy works in perspective and foreshortening, and a quick way of analysing it. And then within that geometry, within that simple geometry, you're then able to soften it and draw in the details that you want.
And she's got a see-through surfboard. Looks great, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Imagine see-through surfing. That'd be great.
Well,
look at
he
this.
has too. He's broken his.
Yeah. Look at this.
Yeah.
This is Woody Woodpecker going.
Well, here's a stick figure again. This is walk 2. The stick figure again, right? There's a stick figure again. This time he's caricaturing the form.
Yeah, and
so the
muscles
feet
and
are big, the hands are big, the head is big,
Yeah.
the upper torso is big. Everything else is sort of tapered, including the upper thighs, to give you a very sort of chunky, masculine look.
The top of the hair echoes the line of the neck muscles. You know. But I mean, a guy wouldn't get out of water with hair like that. But it doesn't matter, because it's about this, it's about that,
Well, it's about design.
Yeah. And it's about power and the anger and the feeling, you know.
Yeah.
The feeling of anger.
Well, he gives you the elements of drawing, but he
Yeah.
also gives you his particular style and his particular problem-solving methods for drawing. So, you know, these are, he'll draw long strokes, curves, backed against straights, to give more interest in the pose.
So, and he'll caricature the body, but he wants to get the feeling. So there's a connection between caricature and feeling in comics.
Emotion.
Yeah.
It's your emotional response,
Yeah.
because you're exaggerating.
It's-
You only exaggerate from the start. The simple stick figure, that's when you put the exaggeration in. Don't wait till after you flesh it out and then exaggerate.
Yeah.
No. Start from go.
Yes.
So if you're able to draw a stick figure...
You'll end up with a better picture.
Exactly. If you're able to draw a stick figure with this
Yeah.
amount of information in it, then you're able to then add the details, the curves, the straights, and the volume, and in perspective, in the right perspective, with the correct amount of foreshortening, and to give more action to the character and personality.
I didn't know that Jackie Gleason could run. Did you?
But if he did, he would love to run like that. That's beautiful.
And see how the feet are drawn like wedges.
Yeah.
And yet,
That's the correct way of thinking about drawing the feet, whether they be realistic or cartoon.
Yeah.
You have to think about just starting with very basic geometry. Very, very basic shapes. So remember, all the head's always in perspective, right? So construct the head according to very simple shapes. Construct the body according to very simple shapes, and then you won't go wrong. See, he's drawn in the collarbones here, but he's had the information from here to be able to draw in the collarbones and the thorax and the abdominals, etc.
I know insects have thorax, but we have thorax too, don't we?
Yeah. So it works for all these characters. He's giving you different variations, different runs, different stands, so that you can draw with him.
That one line.
You're able to get all of these.
That one line goes from underneath his knee right all the way down there.
Well, he looks for the long lines. He looks for the long lines and accentuates it to give it more simplicity.
Because that'll tell more of the story.
Well, he'll simplify things. He'll keep elements.
Yeah.
He won't detail it to the nth degree. He will detail it to a point.
Yeah, there's that balance.
And then he'll use some kind of he'll simplify. Pardon me. He'll simplify some parts of the drawing that give it help it with the action. Because it's all about action, drawing the figure in action.
And foreshortening again.
Yep.
He's getting
But
close.
the correct way of doing foreshortening, so you're drawing
Yeah.
the arm, the overlapping shapes of the forearm and the
Yeah.
elbow and the upper arm, etc.
Practice poses.
Behind it, behind the fist. Yeah, so starting from the stick figure, getting into more, detailed
You
shapes.
don't have to stand like that to
You
shoot
distort
a
the
gun.
stick figure and
If
your
anything,
pencil
you have
will
to
go.
put your weight behind the gun in reality. But this tells the story. This tells the action. This tells...
Yeah.
Oh,
There's a very Kirby foreshortening
it's
method.
It's Hulk
beautiful.
coming straight at you. But that's a beautiful... Look at that. That's beautiful in itself.
Yep. So these are very quick poses, but he'll give you his take on it, on how he approaches these shapes. So his problem-solving methods. So always channeling a little bit of Mignola.
Yeah, if, it looks like he's on holidays.
Yeah.
He's hot. He's
Hellboy on holidays.
Yeah. Oh, this is lovely drawing. This is
Yeah.
Hirschfeld.
Yeah. Well, he'd be, studying. This is like styles, millions of styles. Okay, so what he's saying here, there are millions of styles in cartoon, millions of styles for you to play with, So it's up to you to sort of explore all these different artist styles and find something that you like to use.
And what style comes out of your personality?
Exactly, yeah. What you respond to.
Yeah. This is very good.
This is the first book
Ooh.
he did of fantasy cartooning.
That's a very funny idea. Johnny Depp.
Yeah,
Let's draw. Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Let's draw. And
So-
look, he's got his two. Look.
If you want to learn to draw, if you love drawing, this book.
Yeah.
This book is a must for your library, and I can't say enough about this. This is sort of like, you have to have this. This is a guide
96
for the
pages of
perplexed.
how to
Yeah.
havoc.
Yeah. There's the other book which may reveal later on, which is not action cartooning but fantasy cartooning, which we'll explore. Of
Well, I
course,
look forward to that one.
Check out Ben Caldwell online. Go to his website.
And who published this?
This is Sterling.
Okay.
So
okay.
check it out. Action cartooning. Pick it up on eBay or Amazon.
Yes.
I would give this 5.5 out of 5.
Really?
Yep.
Oh well.
This you must have this.
I'll give it 4.5 out of 5.
No, really? Well, I think after you start drawing from this book, you'll appreciate it.
I kept on
more.
thinking of Kirby too much.
Well, this is a good entree into Kirby.
Yeah.
If you want to learn how to draw Kirby, learn how to draw with Ben Caldwell.
you can see where like we've done Loomis before and we've done other things before. He's and actually how those little details, these little details of
Drawing the constructing the body,
in particular,
and
and
the
how
hands
he does
musculature,
this and
the tilts,
and points to things like
Every drawing book worth its salt goes into these details.
these are really interesting, and you can see he's gone from the Walter Foster books
Yeah.
to these little bits of detail that really help. So it's a lot of information crammed into this.
Yeah. There's also a lot of love. I mean, I keep saying that, right?
Yeah.
But if you love drawing, you'll love this. Pick this book up. You won't regret it.
All you need is love of drawing. Okay, this is Jim Bridges and
Franz Cantor.
saying see you next time, and we'll have a new book from the library of
Yeah.
the Australian Cartoon Museum. Bye bye.
Exactly. Keep drawing. Bye-bye.